Seed is really, Guneet's brainchild, and really working towards sustainability through education and awareness, right? And HopeWorks Foundation is in the space of ensuring that every girl child in this world thinks, believes, feels, and acts like an equal. By the way, it is that equal balance that gets messed up every time this balance is not ensured. Just to give some statistics for all of us to really look at, the water scarcity actually in, increases the women's workload by 80%. So this whole wash thing of water sanitation and hygiene, and there's so much work happening there, the lack of it really impacts women. Secondly, women farmers really hold very small land parcels. They can't have big water supplies being provided for them. So they really depend on rain, right? And if climate change is going to change the weather patterns and the rain cycles, it's the small women farmers who are going to be very, very profoundly affected. Really, climate related disease and violence disproportionately impacts women and girls. And there really is a gendered consequence to climate change. And that's why when we talk with girls and work with women, we are looking at how climate change and anything to do with all the sustainable development goals, the 17 of them, really ensure 37.5 million children as on date do not get education, or their education gets disrupted because of this imbalance. To bring it home even more importantly, 200 million adolescent girls living in poverty face a greater risk of lack of education and employment in the long run. And what are we trying to do at HopeWorks is really ensure not only are we educating them, but we are equipping them to be, capable of handling these climate change issues. And like Neelam started, you educate, a girl child, you actually educate a family and probably a community and then the society at large. They truly are the big change makers right now. They could be on the rough end of receiving this. And to me, that's why this partnership is meaningful, purposeful, and in the long run, I think leads to the same place of impact, women empowerment, while working on completely diverse and divergent areas. And that's the beauty of the whole thing. I think you can bring all of the 17 goals. It would still mean it's going to alter the quality of a girl's life. And to me, I'm very proud that we are collaborating with a young woman, right? Really miles and miles and miles away with Guneet. We've collaborated with Durga. This is just such a fabulous partnership. And I'm going to invite Arvinder now to share his ideas. And then, of course, we can move on to the next segment.
First of all, and thanks everyone. It's just a pure excitement to be on a call like this. Listening to Neelam first, and then the young ladies, who have taken such an interesting area at the young age. Um, One of the things, which intrigued me for most part of my last 20 years in US, sustainability, green earth, as Neelam said, is a talk within the corporates. It's a very strategic talk they do, and it just becomes part of the CSR activity in the end. And that gap which exists between the strategy to execution is where the organizations like HopeWorks and some of the initiatives like the young ladies over here have started and undertaken. And this is not a business. This is a strategy to execution platform, which is in the play. And that's where the real impact happens. And that is why I'm super excited about these two organizations coming together, because the first thing to do is to make people aware what needs to be done. And once there is a set of awareness, the second normal step is that you keep repeating that awareness over and over, and people will form a habit of doing certain things in a certain way. Example is in US, we discussed that there is 82% of the food almost getting waste and getting into the bins. What can we do about it? The first thing is that if we can make ourselves aware that we don't have to waste food at the first place, before even we can talk about composting it, making it as part of a landfill, burning it, making electricity and whatnot out of that. So the conversation is all these strategic initiatives need to be understood at a level of grain where these become executables. These initiatives really bring that impact which the society needs. To the points we have discussed about, the water, the material, the technology, and so on and so forth. So I really appreciate the two organizations coming together. One who's spearheading the awareness and education. Secondly, who makes the rubber meet the road by taking that particular awareness program to the young children in India in the schools and making the young girls learn about it so they can make not only themselves aware of it, but their families at large. And eventually, these small steps grew into the bigger platforms of tomorrow. So I really, uh, congratulate both the teams here and wish them a good, impactful success in the days to come. And we all are watching you guys.
Thank you so much, Arvinder. This partnership for the year 24 will be impacting about 2,000 girls across India, spearheaded by Guneet and team, and we will be the partners on the ground, really in ensuring that 2,000 young girls across India listen to sustainability. Imagine if they had access to this kind of conversation. I mean, how beautiful would it be? And to be able to take this into schools is, I think, what we are really going to try and attempt. So, Guneet, thank you so much. Very delighted, very proud to have you as our partner in this initiative. And now we are going to a